Might cut out as I change scenes or whatever, but we are about to go live here. And map 3, stream team starting out on the CT side, as this will be the determining map to see who will move on into the upper bracket finals to play against Pure, also known as Savage from ESEA-P, and who will be moving on to play NFS in the lower brackets for elimination from the tournament here. As we are going to see Justus with heavy emphasis here on Ivy, as they will go ahead and smoke out the right side and begin trying to work into the back hall. Volcano will be posted up here, and he will get caught out as they just continue to bum rush these back halls. Anger is going to catch one over here at the ladder train, but still falls. Great shot there from Glow Stick, but Yayo being sneaky in the Z counter picks up a couple to even it back up to a 3 versus 3, and just a great heads up play there from Yayo to kind of hide it out and catch these guys as they try to work into CT spawn. Peter still able to pick up the bomb and put it at bomb train, but he's pretty much by himself right now. His team is pretty far away, and he won't even be able to get the plant. Great job once again from Yayo to come up big, and Justus just got spread too thin here, and now it looks like they are going to go ahead and suffer a loss unless Planks comes up big, and it's not looking really likely. And man, oh man, Yayo just broke that round open, catching those two guys hiding and out in the Z connector, and then catching Peter, who was, I mean, he was by himself in the inner yard for such a long time, and that just wasn't a safe plan at that point. So we will move on to round number 2. TST, of course, buying up the M4s and FAMASas across the board. Justus still on the pistols here, as they are going to save, as they will try to execute into outer. They have those typical smokes you would expect, but we do have Anger up close on the E-box with the FAMAS, but Elige able to pick up the kill, and he will be able to get this bomb planted on that ever so traditional single bomb barrel. But Volcano just pressing through the smokes here, grabbing the kill. It's all up to AGM with the CZ on the ladder train lane, but Yayo rotating through Z catches them pretty quick. But I mean, God, that smoke strat is just almost always a guaranteed plant, almost always, and it's something you got to look out for pretty much every eco or safe round, and usually on pistol rounds too. It can be a popular pistol round strat. Even on gun rounds, you see it thrown out sometimes, but it's tough to stop the plant. But either way, TST doesn't allow it to turn into a win, and they will get the kills and push it to 2-0. But because of that plant, you're obviously going to see Justus go ahead and get those guns and rifles here and now. Couple of Galeals and 3 AKs. No op for Peter, but still have the necessary tools to maybe make something happen this round. Mr. Cheapo, thanks for gracing us with your presence while you take a poo. I too myself watch some CSGO streams while I'm dropping the deuce, so definitely appreciate your dedication. We are going to see Justus working themselves out of Ivy here, as they are going to get the opening picks thus far. So this opening gun round from Justus is so far looking pretty fruitful, as they really like to work these back halls, it seems, through Ivy. And they will go ahead and get this bomb planted. It's just going to be up to Yayo here in a 1-on-4, and I think that he's just going to be content to maybe try to get some exits and just hold on to this M4. He sees all those bullets coming in the Z, and he decides he doesn't want any part of that. So just fall back in the CT spawn, and Justus will dig out around early here. 2-1. After getting that bomb plant in the second round, allowing themselves to buy early, and it works out well.
Terrorists win.
So here we do move into round number 4. Stream team up 2-1, but Justus, you know, was able to get that last round after getting that bomb plant and getting to buy a little bit earlier. And they're going to see if they can't just continue the momentum here as they just step out into the outer yard very quickly from the Z connector, but they don't find any frags just yet. Just kind of stays pretty even. They're getting stopped up over here at the E-box, but they do eventually find the opening pick there on the Volcano, and Elige will go ahead and get on the bomb train and get the plant down. Peter sneaking through the back halls here. Anger tries to react, and he will actually grab the frag and the AK, so all of a sudden this retake here for TST is pretty plausible, especially since the Dream picks up yet another kill over towards ladder train. And so they do have the man advantage now as they continue to try to work into the site, but they need to move quick. That bomb's been ticking for a little while. And they do find yet another frag over there towards Hell. Now it's up to Flowsick and company over here towards T-Connector and Ladder Train to try to finish off this retake. Flowsick picks up one, but Anger picks up yet another. AGM now here to try to save the day, but oh, I don't think TST got on that bomb soon enough. Yeah, it'll explode there, and they actually only save one M4 out of it. So great job here from Justus. Their out executions have been totally on point. Though TST did get a pretty good little retake going there, it just didn't come quick enough. And so Justus from the T side of train have tied up the game and forced TST into a broken by type situation, or a save really. I mean, 8 just held on to the M4. Everyone else is on pretty much a full save. So great job here from Justus so far. They're really showing that they want this thing. They came in here probably an underdog in most people's eyes, but they had a bold statement at map 1 with a 16-8 victory. And though they did lose Dust 2, it was close, 16-14, and they're coming out swinging here on map number 3 as they're about to move up to 3-2 on the scoreboard, which is a pretty comfortable place to be in if you're Justus on this map. I apologize for the pauses here, but I gotta get some water in me. This headache and solo casting thing is not so much fun, but at the same time, this match has been great to watch. Like it's been pretty awesome to see Justus come out and fight the way that they have. I mean, like me and Moses kind of talked about before, he had to step away because of some technical difficulties. Justus isn't a slouch of a team. I mean, they eliminated Elevate from the ESEA-P playoffs a while back. They've had some wins against some other invite teams throughout their ESEA-P run. So I mean, they're not a bad team, and though TST probably does have a bit more experience and talent depth-wise on the roster, I mean, they're really proving themselves here. We do come into round number 6 that they're once again trying to go for the outer execution. They've kept it even thus far at a 3-on-3, but now after all this, it will actually be the inner hit as they went up ladder to the lower ramp, and they will come into the lower site here. AGM picking up Yayo. Elige already on the bomb train, but gets caught by Volcano. But the bomb, I think, will still get planted. It does, and is now a 2-on-2. As it's going to be up to Ape and Volcano to try to retake here. I think we move up on Peter on the bomb train, but Peter does grab the headshot onto Ape, and AGM is still going to be on top the ladder. Volcano not realizing it. And so Justus is just doing phenomenal here. 4-on-2. But we did have a player drop from the server from TST, but Anger does make it back here. So it looks like no pause was needed, but he did drop. I'm not sure if he dropped in the middle of that round or after he died. I didn't really quite catch that part of it, so I'm not really sure if that played like a huge factor in the round. But either way, Justus has a pretty comfortable position right now early on in the half, as they have forced TST onto yet another save, which means they should have a good opportunity to press this to 5-2 here pretty quick, and it seems like they will. They're catching all these frags pretty quickly. And so, once again, it's just going to be kind of up to Yayo to see what he can come up with in a 1-on-4. And it looks like he's just going to kind of chill and see if he can't get some kind of sneaky exits in Z. So, Justus will go up 5-2 from the T side of train. And like I said, they're looking sharp here to try to move on to the upper bracket to play against that Pure team, or otherwise known as Savage. And force the #1 seed, the Stream team, to try to play their way back into the grand finals from the bottom of the bracket. So here we go into round at number 8. TST able to buy up here. They do have the auto sniper on Ape over here. Justus, of course, still fully bought out after winning many rounds in a row here. They have quite the economy at this point, and they've just done really well in map number 3 thus far, and really just this whole series to try to go ahead and secure this upper bracket win, as they will try to storm into the outer yard. You do see some feet being spotted under the smoke here from AGM, and he will go ahead and get the frag. Anger able to get the trade kill onto a Liege, but AGM still posing a threat here on the sidewalk, and will find another frag onto Anger. He's looking for more, but thus far not able to come up with it. In fact, it will be a Dren who's going to be able to get the kill, but the bomb is actually going to be planted outer in all this chaos. And so once again, with some crafty play here from Justus, able to, you know, work these rotations really, really well from the CT side and get consistent bomb plants. And their post-plant holds, I mean, have been pretty superior as well. As you can see, I mean, they really haven't given up much. They've only lost the first 2 rounds. And so, I mean, TST is just struggling here on the CT side. I'm not sure if it's due to the fact that Justus really grinded out some practice on these maps. I mean, the map rotation was released a few weeks ago, so they've had plenty of time to know what 3 maps they really needed to practice going into this match over the past 3 weeks. And at the same time, I mean, I don't know how much time TST has gotten to play. I know Adren has a full-time job and hasn't had as much time because I think he works night shifts now. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure if that plays into it or not. But either way, I mean, credit to Justus from coming out in a strong performance here thus far. And it looks like it's going to continue as we do see TST yet again on a save. And once again, the inner bomb site execution is pretty much on point here for Justus, as they will get this bomb planted. Anger trying to run in here. He does get 1 kill, and so does Volcano, so they're keeping it interesting. They have fought into a 3 versus 3. Adren has spotted one on the bomb train, done some damage, also spots one on top of the ladder, doing a little bit of damage there as well. But so far, they have not been able to quite press in just yet. And Flowsick and company able to hold off Adren, or excuse me, Ape on that big flank, but Adren at the same time catches a kill, and so now it's Flowsick in a 1-on-2, and Adren gets the kill, and I think, no, I don't really know if they get this defused, to be honest. It's really close. Unfortunately not, but I mean, that's the thing. TST is keeping this match interesting. I mean, I think the match is closer than the scoreboard states. I mean, with the 7-2, that's pretty heavy in favor of Justus's side, but there's been quite a few rounds where, you know, there have been clutch situations like the one we just witnessed. So, I mean, I think that TST is certainly still in this. They're still a very formidable opponent, but at the same time, Justus has seemed to have their number so far on Train. As they will just continue to deal the damage here. Their quick outer hits have just been so successful. Like, they've done, you know, slow inner takes, they've done quick outer hits, and just everything is working thus far. But Apen and Dren are trying to change that here and now. The bomb actually has been planted, and Justus have kept it within a 3-on-3. But Adren's off has been pretty good, but EAO gets caught on this flank at ladder, and that means the advantage goes back to Justus, but only for a short amount of time. Adren dealing with the op, but it's just still not enough as it forces Anger into a 1-on-2 after he fell. And, I mean, great positioning here from Justus. This is not going to be easy. Anger's going to have to pretty much get a kill and make a 180 for another to try to see if he can finish this off. And now too much time has ticked away. There's no way he can defuse. The best he can hope for is to save this M4, which I think he'll be able to do. But still, Justus up with a pretty big lead right now, 8-2 from T side of Train. That is just a rough situation if you're TST. I know a lot of people in chat are kind of commenting on how is Justus doing this, how is Justus winning, and I know that the stream team is the favorite, and they're very recognizable to the community as much as some of those guys stream, and obviously they're big names in Counter-Strike coming from Source and 1.6 with good histories and things like that. But like I said, Justus is no slouch. They've done great work in VOD this past season, like I said, limiting Elevate from playoffs and, you know, getting some wins on teams like Area 51 and SK. So, like I said, they're not a team to just count out as not a formidable opponent. They are definitely a pretty solid team in the NA scene, and they're proving it here and now after a strong map 1 win on Cash, and so far a pretty sweeping first half here on map 3 on Train. You see Adren and Yayo trying to turn the tides here, once again working a close number situation retake. And Adren has been on point with this op really throughout the whole series. I think he dropped almost 40 frags in DDoS 2, and he is top fragging here again for TST in this map. But somehow Justus finds what they need to just hold on here at the end. Like I said, a lot of these rounds that they've won have come down to these you know, one-on-one, one-on-two type situation. So it's not like they're completely mowing over the stream team, but their initial site executions, they seem to always get the opening pick for one, and they seem to get the bomb planted pretty quickly afterwards. And then with the post plant, they just seem to do just enough to hold off the retake, I guess you could say. So their wins aren't necessarily always pretty on these post plants, but it works. We do see Justus once again looking to do a quick hit, this time on the inner side of things, and they will be able to work their way into the site, and look at them go. Getting the bomb planted yet again very, very quickly in the round. The retake coming in here, but so far Justus holds the advantage as Elige is just going off over here at the blue chain. Some great AK work there. Flowsick also coming in. And so now it's all up to Volcano. And a 1-on-4, and Elige will take him out as well. And Elige has been great for Justus. He's been top fragging most of the time for them. But then again, their frag distribution is pretty tight for Justus. I mean, it's not like he's super ahead. Everyone is kind of doing their part, but he's definitely been on point tonight. As we move on to round 13 with Justus up 10-2, probably a situation that was not expected by many, but it is the reality that we do find ourselves in, as it looks like Justus is knocking on the door of sending TST to the lower bracket. As the Yayo is finally going to find the opening kill here. Something TST has not done a whole lot. They've usually suffered an opening pick, but they do get it this time. But Elige is just trading it back here. They're still keep pressure on the inner, but it doesn't really seem like Justus wants to know where they want to go just yet. Oh, that sucks for Flowsick. Just duck hunt there for Ape as he just flies into the air for a free op pick, as Justus is trying to now work themselves into outer, but TST so far holding a lot better this time, as it is now Pete all alone in a 1-on-3. Still a decent amount of time left here, but this is going to be tough. One over NZ, one right behind him over here in Hell is Volcano, and the bomb's down inside the site. Peter trying to slowly work himself into Hell, but has a tough angle, and Volcano takes him down. So finally, after losing, what is that, 9 rounds in a row, they finally put another point on the board. But that was after a long streak of dominance from Justus, and honestly, they really need to win these last 2 as well to kind of keep themselves in contention. But at least they finally, I guess, had some type of silver lining on the horizon as they finally picked up a round after a huge deficit. Justus going back to their textbook quick outer hit, but this time TST completely shutting it down, as you can see. Adren with a couple op picks, Volcano chiming in with the M4. And so now Justus all of a sudden is starting to get shut down a bit, but at the same time they've already done so much damage here in the first half. Even if they do lose out, I'm sure they'll still feel okay with the 10-5, but we'll see how it plays out here in this last round, as this is actually the first time in the half that Justus has struggled to buy. So here we go. In the final round of the first half, Justus already has a pretty good lead here, but they would like to extend it just a little bit more, I'm sure. At the same time, TST really desperate to win this last round to try to keep themselves within contention. I mean, it's already going to be a tall order for them to come back on their T side in the second half, as well as Justus has been playing thus far this map, but it would be that much harder if they drop this last round. And things are definitely a lot slower this time for Justus. I mean, we're seeing some better counter nades coming in here from TST, kind of slowing things down for the Justus side, when typically they've really executed pretty early in the round in most of what we've seen this half. So a little bit unorthodox here as Justus is forced to slow down. But after the nades have fallen, they are trying to execute inner once again, but Adrenaline is going to catch the op pick here from Z Connector. Yayo also up close to it to see Z going to pick up one Adrenaline with the second, and it looks like we are going to see that 10-5 unless Elige and Flowsick come up huge. And Flowsick will get a pick, which means I think they will be able to get this bomb planted. But Flowsick now all alone in a 1-on-3 after the trades there with Elige. And at this point, he has to worry about a lot of angles. He's trying to press through the inner side, picks up another frag, now a 1 versus 2, so Flosick doing work here. Catches another on the volcano, are you absolutely kidding me? He will be able to get the spawn planted now inside the smoke. He finds himself in a 1 versus 1 for the ace against Ape to win the last round of the half. Ape with the op will pick up an AK, working his way up the sidewalk. I think Flosick heard that, so he probably has a decent idea. Oh, maybe not. He's checking the other side. Oh, Ape just slips right to Pop Dog, and Flosick's not paying attention, but he sees that flash, so he should know Ape is towards Pop Dog, and Flosick has maneuvered himself to the front of this train. He steps out towards blue, he spots Ape, does a bit of damage, and now he's just playing the clock. He's won this round already. Who cares if he aces? He's done so great in this round. He pulls out the knife. Oh, Ape prevents the ace with the knife kill, but like I said, Flosick still did what he needed to do, which was win the round, and he did so in a pretty fancy fashion there. Great work there from Flosick. Some nice frags there. And just wow. I mean, that's tough to swallow if you're TST, I think. Chance knife? Nah, not quite a chance knife. I think that was just Ape like saying, well, screw it. If I'm gonna lose this round, I'm gonna go out in style, so to speak. So here we go. Pistol round here in the second half. TST really needs this one to stay in the game. Otherwise, Justus is just gonna keep mounting an already very huge lead. Looks like we are seeing TST gearing up for some type of outer split. They got one towards Ivy, 2 T-Con, 2 on the ladder. So it seems like they just want to storm outer here from all the angles that they can. They are taking their time to do so. They don't have any smokes, so they're not going to be able to really block off a whole lot. Yayo pressing up Ivy does a fair amount of damage here to Peter. And now TST will start pressing out into the outer yard. Anger winning the duel there, taking out Peter and Planks. Will step into Z, finds himself a third frag as well, and Anger wants to win this round. He wants to keep his team in this. As it's just AGM and Elige left trying to retake. Anger running through CT stairs, actually sweeping through the back halls, now looking for a fourth frag and finds it. And now all of a sudden Anger's up for an ace, but Volcano will scum him out of it there over towards the Z connector heaven. So the Stream team does win, and they now press it to 11-5. So like I said, they are trying to keep the dream alive now for their own comeback. It was, you know, Justus who had to try to make a comeback on DDoS 2 to try to close out the series 2-0, and now all of a sudden it is TST who has to try to make a comeback to just stay in the upper bracket. So I mean, it has definitely been a crazy set so far, between a crazy map 1 win from the underdog and then a close map 2. As we are going to see TST, of course, buying up after that round, and they are executing outer pretty well here, not dropping any casualties thus far, as they're just kind of mopping up Justus. Flosick does pick up 1 in the process, but looks like that's going to be probably about it. Elige does pick up another with the CZ, but gets caught by Ape, and so now it's 11-6 as TST is quickly working to close the gap on the scoreboard. We are now going to go ahead and find Justus in a save here. Pistols across the board, AKs across for TST. We're going to see some aggression here from Peter and Planks in the brown halls, and Ape is posted up for it though. He will go ahead and deliver the frag there. Still posted up here on the stairs looking for Morris. Peter and Elige are also going to get aggressive. He is actually going to go ahead and decide to fall back and just chill at the bottom of the ladder, which is going to lead to him getting another frag. So some good decision making here from Ape. Try to hold off these pushing pistolers from Justus. As it looks like the Stream team will put another round on the board, making it now 11-7 as they are creeping back into this game. do apologize for these pauses in casting here, but like I said, just kind of struggling, a little under the weather, sickness-wise, and the solo cast is usually something I do okay, but like I said, with being a little under the weather, it's a little tough, but trying to push through here because this has been such an excellent match to watch, to be honest. I'm glad I got to see it. I think if I wouldn't have watched this game and I would have just done a prediction and waited to see the results the next morning or something, I probably would have guessed that TST would 2-0 pretty quickly, but that has been all but the case, as Justus has definitely proven themselves to be a worthy opponent here. But with that said, TST has started to climb themselves back into this set after a devastating map 1 loss in a close D2 game and a really rough start in the first half on this match in particular. They are clawing themselves back in, as I said. Stepping out here at the hell, though, picking up a couple of frags on the Volcano and Adren after the initial entries from Anger, and it is now a 3-on-2, so Justus looking to try to hold off this comeback that TST has been working on here in the past couple of rounds. That bomb has still yet to be planted as it kind of waits over towards the E-box. And then we have Yayo, who's going to be over here towards Ivy. Plank still kind of hiding out in hell. Ape still, like I said, just kind of held off here at E-box, trying to spot feet through the cracks of the train. Time is ticking here as Ape needs to make a move to the site here momentarily to get this bomb planted before time expires. Yeah, he's going to get the pick onto Peter at Ivy, and he gets the pick on the planks at Hell as well, and so Justus starting to slip in this round just a bit, but it does come down to a one-on-one. Elige versus Ape. Ape will get the plant. Elige working over towards Ladder Train. Ape right on the other side of this barrel, and Elige will get the headshot. He'll get the defuse, and he will get a round for Justus here. What is he doing? Alright, victory laps. I guess he was thinking about going to grab the kit, but then he realized there was no need. He had plenty of time to get the defuse without it. Either way, it is 12-7 for Justus as they once again hold off the Stream Team. So here we go into the 5th round of the second half. Justus up 12-7. The Stream Team has done some decent work to get back into the game. But in that last round we saw Justus fight back. And like I said, they have now moved it to 12-7. Looks like Adren is going for a fence boost pick here over towards Ivy. We'll see if anything comes out of that. Looks like Justus isn't really peeking Ivy, so it looks like Adren's not really going to be able to see anything out of it. Meanwhile, Peter is holding a solo inner here, and Ape steps right out into the op. So far, Justus getting the opening picks here in this round. Anger fighting back out of ladder, picks up a nice kill there onto Planks, looking for a second here, but is getting flashed out and eventually taken down by Peter down at that 4 lane. Losick also holding off the Ivy aggression here with the kill onto Yayo. Volcano trying to trade it back here from T-Connector, but so far not being able to pick it up. And instead, Elige will take him down. And with that, Justus now up 13-7, only 3 rounds away from winning this match from the underdog position. So here we go. TST fighting for their lives here as they do not want to go down to the lower bracket. They were the #1 seed coming into this, and like I said, probably the heavy favorite to win Premier. But they are definitely having a tough time here against Justus as they're trying to press into inner, but Flowsick still over here at upper, but he can't get the kill. Oh man, Flowsick really made a huge blunder there, and TST are making Justus pay for it. As we're trying to see if Peter and AGM can save the day. Peter now in a 1-on-2. bomb will not be planted. In fact, they will now go ladder to A, and I think Peter realizes that that's a possibility, so he'll go ahead and rotate Z. Maybe he actually catches these guys cross the site, but they're being a little bit cautious. I mean, they're checking, they're throwing flashes. Peter gets blinded there, not able to get anything going. So Adrenaline will get the bomb planted in the site, and Peter eats a grenade and then eventually gets taken out there by Ape. So that round did get dangerously close. I mean, we did see it get put into, I think it was a 2 versus 2 before Pete was forced into the 1-on-2. So it wasn't a comfortable victory for the Stream team, but they're still finding ways to win, which is, I mean, what they have to do. I mean, they have to just kind of keep grinding out, and they do force Justus on the stage, so this is a great chance for them to get it to 13-9. So they're definitely not out of this yet, but this is definitely not the comfortable victory people probably would have expected to see from TST coming into the set. Continue here in the save round. Justus, though, making it really dangerous for TST. Once again, getting a couple of frags here, but TST eventually does clean it up. And so it will be 13-9 as expected. But we will see if Justus can shape back up here. Peter will have the op again, and we do have rifles being bought up across the board. So that's now or never, you know, to see who is really going to kind of set the pace for the rest of this half. Waiting to see what the Stream team wants to do here, as they have a couple of numbers over here at T-Connector, one over towards Ivy. The bomb's on top of Ladder, actually, so they're just kind of spread out, looking to see if they can't get any picks. Let's see if they can't catch any aggression here from Justus, but it looks like they really do want to eventually work some type of outer split through Ladder, T-Con, and Ivy. And then from there, who knows? As Volcano actually did slip himself through a smoke into Hell. Gets himself a kill. Plank's trying to trade it out here with the FAMAS. Eventually he will. But Adren sets out with the op at the same time to go ahead and keep TST in the advantage. Anger also catching a pick on the Planks coming through the ladder train. And so TST looking pretty well poised here in this round as they will get that bomb planted in the outer sight. And it looks like we are going to see Peter and Elise just kind of save these 2 rifles that they have. So it will now turn into a 13-10 situation. So just like we saw a very close game on DDoS 2, where it was the Stream team who barely eked out a win 16-14, we are about to potentially witness yet again another very close margin of victory for whoever does eventually pull it out. But so far I'm not quite sure who it is. I mean, the Stream team definitely seems to have momentum thus far on the second half, but we did see Justus slip in that one round there, that 13th round that they have won. So if they can continue to slip in around here or there, they still definitely pose a threat to still win this match. But here, the Stream team prevents that op save. They force Justus yet onto another eco, which means they have a really good shot to press this to 13-11 and put themselves within 2 of tying the game. So if you're Justus, I mean, you're probably starting to get a little bit worried here. And if you're the Stream team, you're probably starting to feel it, you know, that you're just a few steps away from preventing the upset. We are going to see some huge aggression here from Justus as they are on the save, trying to catch Yayo over here at the stairs, and Flowsick will actually get the knife. So that's a decent little extra chunk of change to get out of an eco. Definitely well worth it. But in the end, TST does still win the round pretty easily, making it 13-11 as they try to prevent the upset here. And so far, they've done a great job on their T side to do that. Here we go, round number 10 of the second half, 13-11 scoreline here, still in favor of Justus, but that is slowly fading away as the Stream team has fought well here on their T side in the second half to get back in shape and prevent the underdog from making a statement here. Peter finding a crazy shot there on Volcano to the smoke, and that's certainly a great way for Justus to try to put this thing away here. But it is going to be an inner execution now, and a drink catches Glow Stick right before the smoke deploys. And so TST has a pretty firm hold here of the inner side. They will get that bomb plant, and they have a one-man advantage to hold off this retake. You do see Justus trying to spill into the inner site here. Plank's able to pick up a kill there onto Anger, but at the end of the day, Peter's left alone in a 1-on-3, and he'll just be forced to save, which means it'll now be 13-12. And the Stream team just keeps ever so slowly creeping back into this game, one step at a time. As, like I said, they were kind of the favorite coming into this, and they definitely haven't shown it, as they've had a tough time against Justus, but it's looking like here at the end, when it's all said and done, they are definitely within a good chance of coming back and winning this all. And they will probably have an easy time of pushing the 13-13 unless Pete comes up big with the op. Everyone else on the team is going to be on pistols, so that does give TST a pretty big advantage here as they do try to maybe work something towards outer. Volcano just watching for the aggression, will spot it, and he will grab one frag, but quickly traded here by Glow Stick. But that's okay because Anger was waiting right there in the shadows to come out and trade it back. And so it is now a 3-on-2 in favor of TST. AGM does have an AK, and Peter is still up with the op. So in this 2 versus 3, they still do have some firepower packed away to try to hold off TST, but the advantage is certainly resting with the Stream team here. They do have that opper sitting on the sidewalk of inner. They have AGM alone inside the outer yard towards Hell with the AK. And TST is just going to be patient here. Looks like they might try to work a pick towards inner with the op, but they also have Anger kind of creeping around towards the ladder. Peter is watching this lower ramp. He sees that smoke, and I think he will just go ahead and try to check upper now. Flash is coming in. Here comes the execution from TST. They had decided on the inner bomb site. The rotation is coming from AGM. Peter spotting the cross here with the op, able to pick up one there onto Anger. Now an even 2-on-2. The bomb has been planted here by Yayo, but Peter's going to sniff him out with the op right after the plant. So now Adren has to do it alone, but Peter not going to let him. Great plays here. And just as the Stream team starts to creep back into this map, Peter comes up big with the op there inside inner to hold off the remaining 3 TST members and put Justus 1 round away from the match point. Now there's still plenty of bank on the TST side to buy here, so the economy is not really the issue at this point. The issue is just trying to win rounds. So here we go, 12th round here in the second half, 14-12 in favor of Justus. They will get the opening pick over here at ladder, but Anger quickly trades it back, so TST is not going to go down without a fight as they are starting to sweep through this outer yard. Volcano able to pick up one, but Peter trades it right back. So these rounds, like I said, just getting so close. It's been quite a close game ever since map 2. I mean, I know map 1 was a pretty easy win for Justus, it seemed, but ever since D-Dust 2, I mean, these teams have been absolutely neck at neck, and I think it's only fitting that we kind of close out map 3 in a similar fashion as we do find ourselves in a 3-on-3. TST coming to the inner side, Anger able to get the entry onto a Liege, and the bomb is going to get planted here. Let's see if Peter can work any more heroics with this op as he did in the previous round with the help of planks, or if TST is going to go ahead and put this one away. Adren is going to go ahead and plant here. Anger has actually snuck into CT spawn. I'm actually going to go ahead and trust my instincts here instead of auto-directing. Push over to Anger, and Anger will pick up the kill on the Peter and finds planks with the headshot. And so it is now 14-13. This game is getting incredibly close, and an overtime would certainly not be out of the question, I think, at this point. I mean, TST has just done a great job of exercising control of the map. I mean, they'll work a pick at outer, they'll immediately transition to inner, and they're doing a good job of catching Justus on these rotation timings and kind of just picking them out. And it looks like Justus is actually going to go ahead and save here. They want to be sure they can get a complete and full buy in the next round, which is understandable. There's a lot on the line here. So that means that TST will pretty much easily take this round, which means that we will be at 14-14, and we should have both teams on a full buy at that point in time. So here it comes, 14-14, just like the last map. It looks like we're going to come down to either a 16-14 win, a close margin of victory, or an overtime. Neither is out of the question at this point based on what we've been seeing here. As TST is once again looking to go ahead and plow into the inner bomb site. They have some good smokes up, and it looks like they are going to be able to get this bomb inside the site. You can see Anger using the gap in this one to try to take down Elige. Not going to work, but his teammates are still going to step up at the end of the day here and get a couple of frags to make sure this bomb isn't going to get planted, and also ensure that they do have a one-man advantage on holding off this retake. And as you can see, Justus realizes that they can't really afford to go for this. If they do, they would have no money to buy in the final round, so they have to save these guns just to play for the OT, which means that the stream team has at least guaranteed themselves an overtime in this matchup. But once again, I don't think people really expected TST to be this much in danger in this set, and so I have to give, you know, props to Justus for playing excellent in this best of 3 so far. But it's going to come down to the wire, this last round. Who is going to take this? Will it be an OT? Will it be 16-14? We will find out here in just a moment, as it looks pretty good for TST simply because there isn't a whole lot of money on the Justus side. Even after saving those 2 guns, I mean, they're having to force out these Somases, and so it's not quite, but it's still enough, I guess, is the point. So this is going to be it. This is for them all the marbles, so to speak. This is for a chance to move to the upper bracket final to play against Savage. And Peter looks like he wants us to go to OT. He will get that opening pick onto Adren, and Adren has been so crucial for TST. He's been top fragging. Anger's not too far behind, and Volcano's also done well, but it has definitely been Adren who's dictated a lot of these rounds with this op, and he will go down very, very early. Yayo trying to see if he can come up with something with his op. He knows there's one inside that Z-connector heaven, but he gets caught by Peter down the hell lane. And so this is looking like it's going to be OT, folks, unless Anger, Yayo, and Ape have something to say about it. But, I mean, Justus is looking really sharp here. As all has slowed down, as the stream team has to think about this very, very carefully, because they are at a huge disadvantage here. And it's looking a lot like Justus is going to be able to force that OT unless the rest of the stream team guys can execute. They are going to try to go inner. They have that smoke on the sidewalk. They're creeping their way into the site. They have that bomb posted up over towards Pop Dog. Anger tries to go for the pick. Going to miss it. Flowsick getting caught here in the middle of the bomb train. Will get taken down from Ape, and Ape will be able to get this bomb planted, but they have 4 members sweeping in here from Justus. Anger tries to rush to the smoke. He gets caught, and so now it's a 4-on-2. Make that a 4-on-1. It's all up to Yayo here in the Brown Halls. Gets caught with the grenade out, and so Justus will be able to get this defuse, and it will now be an OT to finish off the upper brackets semifinals matchup between Justus and the stream team. Yeah, not really sure why that happened, but hopefully we'll just be able to jump back into here. Heyo. But I want to take a quick break here to grab some more water. Sorry, folks. Like I said, I know the commentary hasn't been the best tonight. I've been kind of under the weather. I didn't know I was going to be casting until about 5 minutes before the match started. And then technical difficulties led to me being alone. So it's been rough, but like I said, just give me a sec to grab some more water here, and I'll be right back, and we'll take this OT. And just so you know, that IP is a public GoTV IP, which is listed on the ESEA website for spectators. So I did not show you an IP, so do not worry about all that business that you're talking about in chat. Thanks. Alright, so we are into the first round of this overtime here, as Justus actually changing things up a little bit here, as they are actually going to pick up an extra sniper with the auto sniper onto Elige, something we didn't really see out of them at all during regulation. So this is something you kind of expect to see at overtime. You do kind of expect to try to change things up and give different looks to their opponent, something they didn't see during the regulation, so something they might not be prepared for. And so this is kind of understandable. We'll see if it pans out here. As TST's Yayo here trying to cause some confusion over here at Ivy. Meanwhile, that bomb seems to be working its way towards Ivy, towards inner, which is understandable because it seems like most of TST's success was in the inner bomb side on their T side. So they just want to kind of go with what was working for them. As Volcano steps out outer, trying to creep and see if he can get a pick, but he will get caught by the auto sniper of Elige. Peter able to take out Yayo as well, but it is going to be that inner hit once again, and Ape will lead the charge with the kill on the flow sig. TST continues to try to work their way into the site. They have picked up a couple of kills, but Peter will get the op pick onto 8. And quickly, Justus ends the round. Now up 16 to 15. So let's see how TST responds. They do realize that that auto sniper is definitely out and in play. And they've really tried working these outer, fakes to these slow inner executions. And like I said, they worked pretty well in regulation. I think they won the majority of the time if they went for that strat. But they did get shut down just now. And Flowsick getting aggressive at upper early in the round. Something we only saw him maybe do once the entire time during regulation. In those 15 rounds. So, like I said, Justus trying to throw some different looks to TST that they did not see in the regular rounds earlier. And so far, it's definitely paid off. As TST is now setting up for a little bit of a late out execution. We have Ape is going to be coming down ladder. The bomb is actually at T-connector with 2 other players. And Blaze actually pressed up pretty aggressive towards this T-connector, spotting ladder, and look at him catch that kill. They had no clue Planks would be there. It's definitely an unorthodox position, and so it does pay off for now, but TST does trade it back, and so they're keeping themselves in this round here. Adren low HP, gets caught by Flowsick at the T-connector train. Yayo and company kind of being held off over here at the E-box, and Flowsick finds yet another kill there, and then Elise finishes it off, and Justus looking like they want to put this thing away quick. They've won the opening 2 rounds here of the first half of OT, and TST has struggled to really get anything done, and even here they're not going to be able to get the op and things of that nature after losing the 2 rounds. They'll still be able to force AKs across the board, but it's still not a full set of equipment, which just means that Justus has even more of an advantage going into this final round of the first half of OT. Are going to see them once again try to execute into the inner bomb side, but Flowsick waiting under the ladder catches a complete team completely off guard, and Justus just absolutely mows down TST in the first half of overtime. Now up 18-15. They just need 1 round out of 3 on their T side to put this thing away. The Stream team has to win 3 in a row to save themselves and force a second OT, and so things are definitely pointing in the wrong direction for the Stream team, but we'll see if they can recover. So here we go. Justus 1 round away from, I guess you could say, upsetting the Stream team and sending them to the lower bracket. Though, like I said, Justus have been known to take out some good teams in their time in ESEA-P, so I guess it wasn't crazy surprising, but still, I think most people thought TST would 2-0 this, or at the very least definitely come out on top, but Justus now sits 1 round away from proving otherwise. But so far TST is holding off this execution pretty well, as they only drop 1 player. Now Peter does get the inner bomb plant. He does a lot of damage over here to Yayo on top of Blue Train, but there's just too many TST bodies, I think, for Peter to hold off, especially with this low of HP, and TST knows exactly where he is. And so yeah, Adren will get that USP kill, and he'll get the defuse. And so the Stream team survives for now, but like I said, Justus is still just 1 round away from winning, but the Stream team 2 away from forcing a second overtime. See an equal trade so far over here towards inner with Elise and Yayo trading out. Oh, Elise coming up with another headshot there onto Adren, and so Justus knocking on the door of victory here as they execute this inner bomb site. The bomb will get planted here. Anger fighting back though with his own AK, keeps it even at a 3 versus 3. A flank is going to be coming in into those brown halls from ladder. Plank's just kind of sitting here over towards the Blue Train. Some shots being exchanged. I don't know if they picked up on this flank, and Anger catches Planks in the meantime as well. And so all of a sudden TST's retake looking okay, but they need to work quick because that bomb's been ticking for quite some time. Anger needs to get down and get on this defuse, or Ape does. Someone needs to get onto it. Oh man, it's so close for Ape, but he just gets on the bomb in time. And so it will in fact now be a 1 round decision between a second OT and a close margin victory for Justus. What a round there. That was pretty crazy. Here looks like Justus is just going for the quick out execution, something that was kind of a staple for them in regulation, and it worked out pretty well, but TST so far holding it off pretty nicely. It is going to come down to a 2 versus 2 at the end of the day, though. Two snipers versus 2 riflers here from Justus, as they are going to work to get this bomb planted here on the bomb train. 8 trying to scope things out. Yayo on the flank from ladder, able to get 1 auto snipe kill there onto planks. And so now it's going to be all up to Flowsick here. 8 trying to scope him down in the back halls with the op, but so far not finding anything. Meanwhile, Flowsick gets the kill. He's just trying to hold off here in the post play. We're going to follow Ape as he tries to get in there, looking for feet, but he's going to get smoked out. Not going to be playing on the train. He picks up a rifle instead. We see the slip through the ladder train, and oh no, Ape drops the op to pick up a rifle, which I guess was empty, and wasn't able to reload it in time. And that is how the game's going to end. 19-17 in favor of Justus Pro. What a crazy series. Man, oh man. Like I said, I think TST came into this game the favorite, as they were the #1 seed, only suffering 2 losses during the regular season. And the one time that they did play Justus Pro, they won on Nuke pretty heavily. But, like I was saying before the match started, and like I reiterated several times throughout this game, Justus Pro has done really, really well in CVOP, beating teams like Area 51 and SapphireClona.com, as well as eliminating Elevate from the CVOP playoffs, you know, earlier on. So, I mean, they've won against top teams in NA, so you couldn't really count Justus out, but even still, I think people would have still kind of given TST the nod, so to speak. But that was all but the case. We saw a very dominant Map 1 victory on Cast from Justus, winning 16